Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Simply Nerdy. I am your host, Stephen. I'm joined today by Anthony.
Hey, guys. We are very tardy.
Very tardy. We have been absent, but we have been following all the Nintendo news as it's been coming out, but we just have not had time to make a video because I am in school and it was the end of the semester and things got way too madness and crazy to make a video. But finally, the semester's over. Hallelujah. Here we are. And we're going to start it off today. We wanted to talk about the recent Sephiroth announcement and video that Sakurai presented today. And then we're going to go into our Game of the Year, what Simply Nerdy's Game of the Year is, but not Simply Nerdy as a whole. Anthony will give his and I will give mine. And you can critique us as you wish in the comments below. So Anthony, Sephiroth is coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
I was very pleasantly surprised. I did not have the benefit of being surprised by the trailer itself. I got a notification, so it was sort of spoiled for me. But I gotta say, while he might not have been my very first pick, he's a really solid pick. I mean, holy cow, there is a ton of fan service just in his selection alone, let alone, what else Sakurai talked about during the video. They picked a really, really solid character here, and I'm honestly stoked to try him out.
I totally agree. He is, like Sakurai said in his video, he's one of the most iconic villains in video game history, and a big, solid pick. I don't know. I've been saying for a while that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate needed more villain representation, and they picked one of the best ones that they could have done. Even though, yes, it is another sword fighter. Sorry, guys. What a solid pick. I don't think anyone can complain about getting Sephiroth. That's all I was going to say.
I mean, some probably do, but I don't know. I mean, it's a lot better than another Fire Emblem sword fighter.
Oh! No offense, Fire Emblem fan.
I actually like Fire Emblem, but there are it's overrepresented. I'm sorry.
I'd take more Zelda characters over Fire Emblem characters any day, but that's not that Zelda's overrepresented. Anyway, Sephiroth.
Sephiroth. So I'm just gonna kind of give a quick sizzle reel of my thoughts based on the video that Sakurai showed of how Sephiroth plays, among other things. First of all, I just want to say, not only, again, like I said, this is fan service already that he's being included, and I don't think any of us really expected that we were going to get another Final Fantasy character to begin with, much less one as iconic as Sephiroth. But Sakurai made it clear that they are honoring the legacy of this character, basically, by making his inclusion as fan servicey as possible. Aside from how cool his moveset looks, and I'm not going to break down the details there. Go and watch the Sakurai's video for that if you want more information. He looks like he's a really fun character to use. And, one thing I will say that was kind of a fun surprise to me is I think all of us were probably thinking, okay, well, with that gigantic sword, how is it going to be balanced? I mean... I was honestly wondering, how are they going to balance someone with that much of a reach, along with, it being a sword character, those characters already benefit from disjointed hitboxes. But it kind of looks like they've found a way to balance them out pretty well because, he has some weaknesses, his large frame, which makes him, as you pointed out, which makes him more hittable, shall we say? It's not a real word, but you have it. And he's a light character, so he gets launched more easily. But anyway, I don't know. It looks like he's going to be a really fun character with a lot of fun moves. But also, he's also balanced by how much startup lag his moves have. So I was pleasantly surprised to find that. And I guess in some ways I'm also not surprised because this is Sakurai we're talking about. This guy's a workaholic. Yes. As well as a genius.
To the extreme.
It looks like he's going to be a really fun character to play as. I don't know, Steve, what did you think?
I'm super excited to try him. That's all I can say. Super exciting. Yeah, that reach is a concern, but like you said, if what you said is true, those are really good ways to counteract his reach.
The other things, of course, that I thought were pretty cool. So it kind of seems like they went above and beyond with some of the things they included. That stage looks really cool. I don't know, you probably didn't get that far, Steve. It was later in the presentation.
Nope.
The stage is literally basically it's an on-rails presentation of basically the ending, the climax of Final Fantasy VII. It shows...
Okay.
Yeah, it's
That's
really
sick.
cool. You're like on one of those flying platforms, and it's kind of like, you know how Final Destination, it shows lots of crazy things going on, like, you know, planets hitting each other and you're warping around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of that type of on-rails movement, but it's showing basically the ending sequence of Final Fantasy VII. And it was really, really cool, the attention to detail they put in there. And he kind of walked through that process. So I thought that was pretty cool. The music was another fun one. He did point out that they couldn't have as much of a selection as they wanted, and you know, it all comes down to copyright issues. So I actually appreciated that he addressed that, because I think that's probably something we don't give them enough credit for. But there was some fun ones in there that I'm excited to hear in game. I mean, One Winged Angel, of course, is a classic, and then, you know, just some of the others that they put in, I'm pretty excited about. Also, okay, I thought this was a cool thing too, a cool touch. Sephiroth's classic mode is a boss rush. It's not just it's not just
sick.
It's really cool. It's instead of fighting,
it's intimidating, but it's awesome.
Yeah, no, it looks.
You want to play a Sephiroth?
It looks like it'll be
Get
tough.
enough practice in. If you got, hopefully, you got enough practice in. Because if you didn't, here's a boss. Here's another boss. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, they don't.
Do not start with classic mode unless you are extremely confident in your Smash Brothers skills.
Right.
Not every character plays the same. You got to practice first.
But anyway, I just thought it was cool that it wasn't just battling other characters. There's some cool representation there. And so anyway, that one looked really fun. And then also, get this, Steve. So this is something that you're going to have to run and do. They added a limited time only mode where you can take on Sephiroth as a boss starting tonight. And if you beat him, you get early access.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
That's the coolest thing ever. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was...
You heard it here first. Quickly Nerdy's about to do it right now, right after this video, and you really do well.
He made it sound like it was going to be pretty challenging, so that's something to consider. I mean...
That is so cool. Did you give a release date for him, though, at the end of the video?
Yeah. December 22nd, so 5 days.
Ooh.
Well, 5 days as of this recording. Sorry, people.
Yes.
I need to remember that...
Upload it tomorrow, so 4 days.
Right. Sometimes you guys aren't listening at the same time that I'm recording. So anyway, the 22nd, but you can get him now if you have the skills. And I'm almost kind of sad that they are doing it as a limited time only, but I guess it kind of makes sense. Because at that point, like, what's the point of having a boss mode where you're fighting Sephiroth when he's literally just a character, and so you can technically do that anytime you want. So it kind of makes sense, but I'm excited to try it. They included some difficulty settings, and I'm trying to decide if I have the bravery to try very hard. One thing he said that would have been scary, they decided not to do this, so thankfully, because that would have been a really hard slap in the face. But he said they were originally thinking that what they would do is have this boss mode, but if you lost, then you lose your chance to get early access until he comes out. And I was like, oh, what? No. I would have done it on easy mode just to get him. I'm not taking that risk.
Nope.
But since they decided to be kind to us and let us have multiple tries, evidently, I might try my hand at very hard and see if my skills are completely rusty. All in all, it looks like they basically made this a love letter to Final Fantasy VII fans, and it's really cool. Oh yeah, and his victory screen is totally another reference to the game in a major way. A recreation of the Nibelheim scene. I'm not going to say more than that for those of you who don't want spoilers, but
me,
you, Steve, you. But I'm just like, holy cow! His entire inclusion, basically every aspect of Sephiroth's inclusion, is a fan service, and I love it. I'm just really happy with this.
Sakurai is the guy he is the man at fan service. That's a lot better.
There you are.
So Anthony, moving on to Mii Fighters then. Geno fans.
Yeah, you're gonna be sad.
I'm so sorry. He got Mii Fighter costumed.
Yep.
Mii Fighter costumed is what he got. I'm sorry, guys. Oh man. But the other costumes are great. They're new. I mean, we had the Geno costume in Smash 4. That wasn't really a big surprise, though we were all hoping he'd be Geno character, but there you go. But the other characters the other costumes are new, and they look great. Mm-hmm. It looks awesome. They all look great. It's so cool.
Yeah, there's a part of me, honestly, I begin to think that, you know, if they're going to make a habit of this, which I guess evidently they are, of, you know, turning some fan requests into Mii Fighter skins, then I think they probably need to start paying maybe a little bit more attention to buffing and balancing the Mii Fighters. Because right now, based on just what I've seen in the competitive scene, it seems like they're basically joke characters in the lower tiers.
Yeah, I don't use them for my competitive. Then again, I'm not a very good competitive Smash player anyway, but I don't really use the Mii Fighters at all for competitive.
No.
I use them a lot for like casual play with you and with 8-player Smash or something like this.
Right.
Other than that, though, I'm like,
But I feel bad about the Geno thing. At least it's fun that at least they heard enough to put him in there. But I'm trying to decide whether or not that's just insult to injury.
Oh man.
He would have been cool, but at least I guess he's in. Anyway, moving on.
So now we're going to get into our Game of the Year. What we think the Game of the Year was. If you've watched the Game Awards, you know that the Game of the Year went to The Last of Us Part 2. And Anthony and I say, heck no, that was not the Game of the Year. Boo, 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 boo. If you disagree, let us know down in the comments below. Anthony, what is your Game of the Year?
So for me, actually, it was kind of an easy choice. Even if it was a re-release, it goes easily to Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Oh, yes. Xenoblade Chronicles is probably my second favorite game ever made, right after Breath of the Wild. And for several reasons, which many of them are spoilers.
Don't spoil anything for me yet.
Let's just say I really love the plot, and I don't know, the world building in that game, the world that you explore is so incredibly fascinating. I got my brother to play it for the first time, finally, after years and years of trying to get him to play the original. It turns out it worked out. And he was, came away from it being like, those are the most fascinating worlds I've ever explored. I don't know. It's my favorite RPG. And to have it re-released in such it basically improved on the original in every conceivable way. I mean, it took an already rockin' soundtrack and made it better, at least in most cases, in my opinion. Questing was far less of a chore because of the systems they put in place. Holy cow. It was just a major improvement in every way, and I was thoroughly tickled. Now, mind you, this game still can waste your time if you allow it to. But the nice thing is, it makes it a lot easier for you to not waste your time, and I love that. And it's an incredible game. So that is easily my game of the year, right there.
Nice. I like it, Ant. My game of the year is Among Us. It took over the internet by storm. Mobiles. I'm just kidding.
I was looking at my disbelieving face. I was sitting there.
Not my game of the year.
I was literally about to say, I was going to say, everybody knows. And then all of a sudden, Among Us. Wow, you got me, Steve. I was like, he's not serious.
My game of the year is Animal Crossing New Horizons. If you haven't watched this channel enough and didn't watch my review of the game, I gave it a 10 out of 10. I freaking love it. It's the best Animal Crossing game ever made, in my opinion. It gives you so much flexibility, so much creativity, so many tools to customize your island however you want and your house wherever you want. Even change the layout and look of the outside of your house. Everything is customizable, and it's crazy. And my reasoning, other than it's phenomenal and reinvented Animal Crossing, in my opinion, Other than all that, it came out at an extremely timely manner where, we were all quarantined like right when the game came out. And some of us, that was our only way to connect with other people was playing Animal Crossing and, sharing. Some people, dude, it's crazy. Some people had like wedding ceremonies on their Animal Crossing games, celebrated birthdays on their Animal Crossing games, and visited family in their Animal Crossing games. I mean, there was a lot that game provided for us in the year we needed it. And I cannot believe it lost to The Last of Us Part 2. It's unbelievable. Anyway, I won't get into that. That's why it's my game of the year. And, I just love it. And the fact that random celebrities bought a Switch and the Animal Crossing game is also another testament. And they had a good time with it. And some of them weren't even gamers, and they love it. And might I point out, it sales, okay? So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is sitting at number 1, top best-selling Switch game of all time, 28.99 million sales, okay? Animal Crossing New Horizons is sitting at 26.04 million sales. It's the top 2. It's the second best-selling Nintendo Switch game, and it didn't win Game of the Year. But it won here in my heart for Game of the Year. Okay? I'm done. Hashtag rant over.
Well, that's where it counts, Steve. I mean, despite the pandemic, I felt like it was a good year for games. Actually, on that note, I wanted to put an honorable mention. This doesn't count because it came out last year. I'm actually going to include this, Steve. This came out last year, so it doesn't count as Game of the Year, but it is a very honorable mention, is Ringfit Adventure. I picked that up early this year, sometime in January.
As did I.
And I didn't do a ton with it at first, but then the pandemic hit and all the gyms closed, and I couldn't go do my normal workouts, which, was a bummer. So I decided to start doing that in place of my usual gym visits. And fast forward to now, I've been playing it pretty faithfully each weekday for basically the whole year. And I just recently beat it after 170 something days of play.
Holy cow.
A lot of days. And the thing that is shocking to me, and this is why I'm including it, is, kind of a really, if not game of the year, it's a really great game for this year because of, the pandemic and what it did. I'm really shocked and amazed how they managed to finally create a game that I feel like can actually be a legitimate workout and fun at the same time.
And you heard it here first. I don't know. Let us know down in the comments below what you guys think about the Sephiroth presentation and our game of the year, which is what was your game of the year, Ant? I'm just kidding. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition and Animal Crossing New Horizons is our 2 picks. Let us know down in the comments below if you agree with this. Oh, and the honorable mention of Ringfit Adventure.
Oh, yeah. Well, what I was going to say is let us know what your game of the year was. What was your favorite experience this year?
You heard it here first. And until next time, guys.
Keep it nerdy.